All right, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family all over the world, especially in Jamaica. We're so happy to come to you today again with another episode of Real Talk with Ian and Ian. And we're just really so excited to bring this first family of Triple Jump on this platform. So we're just gonna let legendary Ian say a few words.
Welcome, welcome. So another week, we just want to say a quick welcome to all of our followers who've been following us for a couple of weeks, going into months, since we've started the program, Real Talk with Ian and Ian. And we know this is a program where we basically dig deep into finding people to bring to the platform who is able to inspire, motivate, and elevate someone else. And that we just basically come here to see how well we could help another person. Sometimes it's just a situation that we are going through or something that we've been through, but it is able to help another person. And tonight we are so proud to be able to bring to you guys, wife and husband. I'm a guy, I love talking about family. When it comes to sports, that is just my passion. Right across the board. I love sports, and tonight I'm just happy to welcome the Ricketts family. Here we have athletics and cricket modeled together. We'll have a good time. So welcome to the platform.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Yeah.
All right, welcome. So before we get into any further of the program, I'm just going to say a quick word of prayer for us today in this program. So Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here safe and sound for another weekend. We ask you right now to be present. We ask you to let your Holy Spirit lead us in everything we do. Father Jesus, we're just trying to share stories and we're just trying to inspire others, dear God. So we just help you to help us to use this platform, dear God, to during this time, dear God, where a lot of people are home, dear God. We just wanted to find a way to entertain and just to share stories, dear God, that we believe that they're very successful, dear God. So we just ask you right now in your son Jesus' name, teach us when we pray to say amen.
Amen, amen, amen.
Amen. All right, so good afternoon, guys. I want to first welcome you to the program. I believe this is the first time I'm meeting Shanieka. I'm pretty sure she knew me. She probably seen me around, but we never see. Yeah, but so I just want to take this time to just say it's a pleasure to meet you for the first time, and I'm hoping that I'm pretty sure the next time we see each other, we definitely will say hi or in person. But it's always a pleasure to really, when I see the story of for your journey from very technical to San Diego State back to Jamaica, and just to see that the faith and the trust that you have in it got to be a lot. So we're gonna start off with your husband first. I want to start out with him because I know that most people know a lot more about you than him. So this is one of the reasons why I want the platform to highlight him too, because I believe that all the hard work he put in, and I know that it takes a lot of support from him. So coach, we just want to know about this coach called Kerry Lee Ricketts, right? We know that you're from St. Elizabeth. The first question I want to ask you, just let the fans know what school did you attend in Jamaica and where you're from, and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, thanks for having me again. So I'm from Aberdeen, St. Elizabeth. I went to DC, which is the Carter College. DC. Then I moved from there to St. Elizabeth Technical High School States a couple of months. Never stayed there for long. And then moved on to Magati High School. And then I went abroad. I went to live in England.
All right, all right. So that's awesome, man. So, you know, I was shocked. I'm shocked to hear. I didn't know that you was you was enrolling steps. You know, so this is a big surprise to me right now. But with that said and done, you really act like a statesman. So, you know,
House text
you
men
know,
have
yeah, I really admire and respect like your roots. You know, you seem humbled, and I see that you visit the country a lot to go back and look for your family
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything like that. So even though you're up in the Kingston right now, just we know that you're from Saint Best.
Yeah.
So so I'm gonna turn it over to Ian now. Let me see where you want to kick you off at.
All right, so right away, this is just fun, and that's why I got to give thanks to the platform. As a platform, we're bringing people and we then recognize the connections. And as we speak, I know Ricketts would not mind, if I call the schoolboy name, Waka. Because I love that because of cricket. So we have to put each other quite well when it comes to cricket. Because this man was one of the crickets in terms of schoolboy. But just to have over 20 plus crickets without going to the next round. That's himself here. But before we even get into anything, we just want to know where the name Waka came from.
Well, because my name is Kerry, and so basically, it was an Australian cricketer by the name of Kerry Parker. So people in the community, I don't know, St. Elizabeth is a cricket place. So, you know what I mean? Everywhere you go, if you look at Cranny, you know what I mean? People play cricket in that price. So that's where the name basically came from Kerry Parker, the Australian cricket.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Ian.
no, it seems like my audio probably not functioning that well, but I'll try to space my word in terms of speaking. So, Kerry, I just wanna dig at you a little bit in terms of your cricket. You walk us through your cricket career. That's how I realized you're into the coaching. But there had to be a passion that was developed, from early age. Could you just walk us through your cricket career?
So basically, I said like Aberdeen is a place where I mean, as a St. Elizabeth in general, but Aberdeen is a cricket community. We don't have a football field, but for cricket we don't need a field. Even though we had one, but we played cricket in our backyard on the road. And we never really needed much equipment. We need got a machete and chop a coconut bowl. You know what I mean? And we like heat some plastic and roll it in our hands and make a round plastic ball. And we use a tennis ball. So as I said, my father basically played cricket for Appleton Estate. And so basically I always go and he played for Aberdeen. Aberdeen had a really good cricket club. I mean, Aberdeen is a cricketing community. I mean, one of my younger cousins who actually played for the West Indies and Jamaica, which is Jerome Taylor. We have the adjoining community of Aberdeen is William C. We have Nikita Miller, and further out of Silo we have Chadwick Walton. We have a lot of other people, you know what I mean, who actually played. So it's a cricket community where we all play cricket. And I grew up watching Michael Holden, and basically, I was fascinated by him. And so I wanted to be like, the next Michael Holden. So, you know what I mean? That's how I got into bowling. And, I play with, I'm the youngest of a lot of brothers. So we all play cricket. So, from a young age, I was like playing with guys older than me and stuff. And, and just by, as I said, watching West Indies dominate, the 80s and stuff, that was basically where the whole love and passion came from.
Okay, so we won't let your wife sweat too long. So Ian, Ian, Olympian, I really like share the platform with him. So I know Ian is gonna have some burning questions coming for your missus. So So yeah, take it away. I know you want to have both of them.
All right. Well, yeah, we're not gonna let Mrs. get too cold, but we want to we want to welcome it. One of the things that I read about you that really touched me was you know, I read an article that you decided that as soon as you get married, you wanted to assume the name Ricketts, right? You know, you know, I thought that obviously it's standard for the wife to assume the husband name, but typically when an athlete is already performing, like I see that your name was Thomas. So what was the first question I want to ask you? How was the decision made? What was the decision make you feel comfortable and just go all out to Shanieka Ricketts?
I think it's an honor to be married to my husband. So naturally, I felt like I had to take on his name. I know a lot of persons up to do the double barrel, but I just don't like the idea. It just seems as if it's easier to just bounce off the name if something goes wrong. So I think it's more formal and it's also traditional to take on your husband's name and to see it as an honor. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to take on the kids.
Okay.
And
Well,
I think everyone will adjust. Everybody knows Thomas already, but if I'm performing well as Shanieka Ricketts, everyone will eventually realize that it's Shanieka Thomas who is now Shanieka Ricketts.
okay. Excellent. Well, I want to say that has been a blessing, you know, to you, and you know, it's really I would just wanted to know. So again, big move, congratulations, and I really know that your husband really appreciate that. You know that you know you make it easy for him just to say, okay, you know, that's the name that I want. So let's move back now. Just tell us a little bit about. We want to recap a little bit from high school. Just tell us a little about where did you go to high school and what was your biggest accomplishment in high school competing.
Yes, so I went to Vera Technical High School, and some of my biggest accomplishments at Vera Technical High School was winning the high jump in class 4. I came into high school as a distance runner, but we weren't able to do the 5,000 or 1,500 in class 4, so that's how I was introduced to high jump, and I actually won that same year. And then in class 3, I won the bronze medal in the high jump as well. And then I was also introduced to triple jump. And from class 3 to class 1, I think I got 2 medals at champs in the triple jump. And I also won a few gold medals in the high and triple jump at the Character Games.
All right, so excellent. So you know that seemed like a lot of hardware in high school. You know, knowing that you went in as a distance runner, then you did the high jump, then you move on to the triple jump. So the next question is, who introduced you to the triple jump, and why did you do the triple jump?
I was introduced to triple jump in class 3. Mr. Adams, who was my coach at the time, we only had Kimberly Williams doing the triple jump for Veritech at that time, so we needed more points. So that's how I was actually introduced to the event. And Kimberly Williams, being the senior there, she actually helped me to learn a few things so that I was able to perform at a good level.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, that's how we try to do it at Stets with the 400 hurdles. I mean, you know, we always try to mentor somebody that afterwards to make sure that we have somebody in that event, because ever since Winthrop Graham with a medal for Stets and Jamaica, that event has become a traditional for us at Stets. So we always just try to make sure if you're good in the 400, everybody got to run the hurdles. You got to try it out. And then coach will probably pick the best too. So, you know, I could see where the influence of the triple jump, you know, for you. So let's move it a little bit on. So yeah, so I read that you have actually went off in scholarship in California. Can you just tell us a little bit about what was your experience like at San Diego State, all the way California, West Coast? I know that's way further from Jamaica, but why did you choose San Diego State? And tell us a little bit about your experience in the short forms.
Yeah, so I received a scholarship to attend San Diego State University. I remember my final year in high school, I met Coach Sheila Burrell and Cardi Lyles at Henry Lee's, and they offered me the scholarship, me and one of my other teammates, Vanessa Levy. We both decided that we would take the chance to go to San Diego State University, but Vanessa decided to go somewhere else, and so I was alone there, far away from home and everything. But it was a good experience. I met a lot of great persons there. I won 3 NCAA titles, and I got a degree in economics as well, which is one of the main reasons why we go to college. So it was overall a great experience, and I'm grateful I had that opportunity.
All right. All right. Ian, beg you one more question. I wanted to find out, so at San Diego State, you won the NCAA. So how was life leaving from Jamaica? Obviously, you got to be pretty smart. I could make it to a Division I school out of high school. I just didn't have all the credentials. So I know that you got to be doing well. In terms of, just for the younger listeners, how many subjects did you have, and what did it take for you to get into San Diego State?
So I left high school with 8 subjects. I got 7 grade 1s, 1 grade 2, and then I did 1 year in 6th form as well. So academically, I was doing well, and I was also doing well in track and field. So naturally, I was one of the highest prospects to get a scholarship. So that's how I ended up at San Diego State.
Okay, awesome. Well, you pretty much could have gone to any school you want, with those credentials, All right, back to you, Ian. I know you still got some echo problem, but we're gonna work with it. We're not still hearing a little feedback.
Okay, Shanieka, I don't want to get too far with this. So I'm really proud of your achievement, but one thing I always been wondering for the years, what's the winning formula at Beer Technical for the ladies?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
You guys are always winning.
I think there's a sisterhood, and being on the dorms and stuff, you're away from all the distractions, and you just have to focus on school and track and field because that's all there is. There is no TV, no nothing, so you just have to be all zoned in. So I think that's one of the things that keep us grounded and focused at Beer Technical High School, because as the motto states, discipline is one of the biggest things that makes the difference.
Okay, thank you. So now, Ian, we got to wrap in the formula and the girl program at States, all right?
Yeah. So Beer Technical, I could call on the list. It seems like most of my friends are always from Beer for some reason. They always have. I could call out a long list of names from Lucia, go all the way down. Veronica, even on the guys' side, when you used to got guys like Leon Gardner, guys, we used to got they always have a few male guys that can perform, but not for championship level. And Mr. Horton, too, I met him when I was running at the World Junior. He was the head coach, so he also rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right, now, Mr. Ricketts, we're gonna swing it back to you. I'm a cricketer, so we have to ask some serious question here, because to St. Elizabeth Technical, you know, and leaving because you would have been a great addition to the board team of St. Elizabeth. You know, you would have make a big difference. So what is it? Why you didn't stay with us? So I will be able to play with you.
One of the thing is, when our days we did common entrance, as you remember, I never wanted to go to. I wanted to go to KC or JC. so it started from there. As you know, St. Elizabeth Technical wasn't a school that you could choose in common entrance. Not like no way, you know, everybody's, you know, back in those days to go to St. Elizabeth Technical, you know, you could do a technical exam. Funny enough, I almost ended up at state initially. 'Cause at Aberdeen College and primary, I used to do track and field. So I was a big track and field man then. So Mr. Smith, who coached Ian, you know, is from the area, and his wife, you know, she rests in peace as well, Mrs. Smith. So they used to basically coach us, and I was very good at like BA sport and all that, you know what I mean? So track and field was my thing, so I wanted to go to KC or JC. I was a brilliant guy, I'm a student, so I didn't go to grade 3 or grade 5. So I did common entrance. I ended up actually in grade 7, which is basically the earlier section at that school. But that's when I started doing common entrance, and then in grade 7 they do a technical exam to go to state. And I remember one of the teacher at the time said, "Kerry, you're not doing it because you know the common entrance exam come out soon, and I'm sure you're gonna pass." But you know, but what happened was I had a sister who lived in Kingston who was a detective, part of the Jamaica Constable Force, and she never wanted me to come to Kingston. So basically what happened, she came down when I filled out the form for people to pick my schools. And she was saying to my parents that I don't want this youth at all, you know, because I make too hot and, you know, just get angry and all them stuff there and rare. So she just went and picked a school, which is DC. She didn't even know where DC was. It was a boys' school or a girls' school. She didn't know nothing. So she just like pick it, and then she chose Monroe for second choice. Anyway, I passed to DC. When I went to DC and I'm not gonna lie, when I went there and I saw the school, I cried. I was like, no, I said to my mom, no, please. You know what, let me go step. So I went back home and spoke to Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith said, for serious? Yeah, man, we bring a step. I was like, you know what? And then my mom was like, no, and the school, not wrong with the school, but it after this big church on the hill, it was a
I don't know the little corner.
19, something like way about 1940s or 50s, and the school they didn't do sports. The sports that did at the time, as you know, DC and Rich and Belly and those schools are like for rich, like you know, rich kid or middle class. And we like poor kids from St. Elizabeth. So the sport that they excelled in was like you know rocket sport and stuff. They had people winning like even representing Jamaica and stuff, and you know tennis and them stuff here. So basically, I ended up there and I joined cadets. I was a cadet, and then I started playing cricket. The first year we played, we won the national and assistant championship for Jamaica. Played for Manchester Parish, Wharf cricket. A lot of school came in, states came in again, and my mom was like, "No, you're staying at this school." I was like, "Why?" And then no, it happened that I was at the school and I was playing and I couldn't get listen. I remember, as I said, one year we won national under 16. I got the most wicket in the entire competition throughout Jamaica, right? And I couldn't even get a call to go to the under 16 trials. And I think, what? We are the national champion. I got the most wicket. And I can't get nothing. So the school wasn't really known and the coach was young, just coming out of college. Mr. Coleman, his name was. And so there's nobody there to push me. Mr. Lou from Homewood was saying, come to Homewood. My parents like, no, you're not leaving the school. So, you know, I kind of got frustrated and I started acting out, you know what I mean? My grades start drop, and I become a bad boy. And then, you know, and then I was still playing cricket though. I say we played for Manchester War Cricket. We won, and this was the funny thing. Manchester under 19, we won like about 4 years in a row. We destroyed Kingston, St. Andrews, St. Catherine, Ebuya, St. Elizabeth. And then these are the same guys who will be playing for Jamaica under 19. So and I'm thinking, but if I'm better than these guys, how come these are the guys that who's playing? So, I got frustrated. I was like, you know what? I wanted to start with the school, and then I started getting a lot of trouble. And then, I did some stuff I can't speak on here. At school, I started training teachers, vice principal, there's a lady who's Walker, vice principal, who made a running, and I started not going back to school. So Junior Bennett wanted to then, but then, when he heard what I was doing, he didn't want me again. I ended up going states as a cadet because I was actually a corporal and a sergeant at Stensville Technical in the cadet. So when I came states for a couple months, I was actually just in the cadet only. So I was angry. I think I'm here by myself. Mr. Bennett never helped me. And so nobody even knew that I was in the school. Like the only time people see me is like I said, go to class. Yeah, but one of my teachers, Mr. Latti. And if you remember Mr. Latti?
Yeah, man, Mr. Latti.
Yeah, man. He said, okay, you know what? Just stick to the cadet, and he recommend me to do a thing with Carl at the time, General Prof, which is basically where we go up to our camp as a cadet, and I would do like air proficiency, which is we do like a pilot course, and after completing that stuff with our CXCs or whatever, we could actually, have a better chance of joining the army as a pilot and stuff, and that's what was my intention. But then I never behaved myself either, and I never. Honestly, I just wanted to start with the school at the time. So I started going to school. I started working in a coal hardware. And then a gentleman named Mr. Brown, Haga Brown, he died, a football coach.
Football, yeah.
Yeah, man. So he came to me one day and said, I know, you're the guy that play cricket. Why are you not in school? And so I started, all right, I'll bring you to Magati. He brought me to Magati. And I started playing there, and then I remember when I started Magati, Kunkang, Carl, one of my brothers, cool friend. He linked me one day and said, "Fucker, where you going Magati going to man? Come in and speak to man, because at the time I think we lost Blacks, Bigger, which was a PS bowler from St. Thomas.
Yeah, Bigger ball together.
Yeah, man. I said, a little Bigger, and Mr. Bennett said, take you, nice school, so come back, man, come back. I mean, I was like, no, sir. Here, all over the place.
Yeah,
and at the time, because the secondary school, when I'm like a hero, little girls that start whispering at me. So I said, boy, so I'm good, yes, man. So I tell them, Kunkang say, oh, no, I'm good. And so I played for Magati, I did well, as I did well. I used to get at least for the 2 years I played for Magati, I got at least 28 wickets, which is a lot. And then the same thing would come. I remember one year, when we called, my name was on the list. And a guy who died, his name is I don't remember him, but he was the president of the Intersecondary School Association. I think Pedigree. And he told Mr. Brown that, I didn't make the cut. So Mr. Brown was like, come this guy didn't make the cut when he has a second leading wicket taker in schoolboy, not just in helicopter, even in sunlight put together. A guy from Manchester, Wade Allen at the time got 32 and I got 28. So how is it that I didn't make the cut? And I was very cheap. So the 28 wicket like less than 100 runs. You know what I mean? So I just got fed up anyway. I moved to England and I played cricket in England, like semi-professional. Went to London Cricket Academy. Did well, but I don't know. I say I got offers to join teams like South Africa at the time. Through like a coach who was from there, and he'd find a way to make me a South African citizen and stuff. But boy, growing up in Jamaica, the only thing I used to see in South Africa is white people killing black people. So I was like, no, I'm not interested. And but I played semi-professional. I played for Barnstead Cricket Club in the Historic League. I played for a few other clubs as well, Princess and Lambeth Enterprise. With a lot of other guys who played for the West Indies. I remember there's some times when some of the guys who played for West Indies I remember one year we have England actually hosted the 2020 World Cup. And a lot of players get back to play minor county. A lot of even West Indies, South Africa, Australia. And I was playing with some of these guys, and they're like, how come you're not playing for, somebody? It's like, and like, people used to encourage me, why not go back to Jamaica and, and try again and, for Jamaican West Indies. But like, no, I mean, and I got called up for trials at for a team, right? And then when I went down there, I fractured my foot. So, I mean, I just gave up. I just gave up. And then later I came back to Jamaica now. The coach track and field, and I went back to States. So I was coaching track and field at States. And then I started training with the team. Like my friend like Darren Powell, who played for States as well, and Jamaica and West Indies, and a couple of guys used to train them, and they're like, fuck it, you're still young, and you still have it, come play, man, come play, you never know what can happen, man. And then we talked to Mr. Bennett. He said, yeah, man, if you, do well and get in good shape, I can give you a wild card entry to come to a Jamaica to senior trials and stuff. But then, track and field coaching got so nice. We won medals at champs, basically. All my girls are coached. We won record, class 4. We actually cleaned up the jumps at champs that year. So I thought, boy, not interested in playing cricket anymore. I think coaching track and field is what I really want to do.
Boy, listen to your story. Because I basically would be in your era. Because I would have known the name Packer pretty well. And I thought you were going to stop. Because at that time, I would be playing just like you guys those seasons. We had Crampy States and Garsha Blair and them guys. Really, I spin Popo, did have your spin.
Yeah, man. I remember, man, Popo is supposed to spin, so I was surprised when with the England, I see Popo a big baseball. I mean, that Popo baseball.
So your journey Packer is one of where you have a lot of disappointment where you realize, you never get that school you really want to go to at the first time. Plus, it's like odds are go against you. The good thing I love is that what is for you can be not for you. You understand? And it's determination and everything to get to the point where you get into track and field and you love it. And
love it.
I'm so proud now to see where you have actually meet the love of your life. And I don't want to go too far with the subject before where it started. So I just want to know where it started, then we turn back again. So just tell me, how did you guys come across each other with all that journey going on there with you?
I'm actually a strength and condition coach. I'm a therapist as well as a track and field coach. So during my time, when I stopped coaching in States and I moved on to Manchester, I was at UB as well. So I used to go to Manchester 2 days a week. And then I stopped coaching Manchester, and then a lady from Veer, Miss Douglas, came to me and said, Mr. Ricketts, we want a coach down by Veer. I was like, boy, Miss Douglas, we kind of want to focus on coaching you and the seniors and stuff. And then she, all right, then think about it. And then she came up to me and said, oh, she have a high jump or does triple jump as well, who has a knee problem. So if I could help her, work on her knee, do a rehabilitation, and probably work with her for junior trials, which was Shanieka basically. So Shanieka. So I did her rehab, coached her for that summer for Jamaica junior trials, and then she went to San Diego State. So we kind of knew each other there and then. But when we went to San Diego State, we just stayed in touch with each other. And then she came home one summer while she was at San Diego State. And we said, oh, we should meet up. Okay, we should meet up for lunch. And then that lunch basically, was a good lunch.
Hey, we could tell you that we have somebody on the program before have to take a flight from Jamaica because he wanted to find the love of his life, and so for you, your love came back to Jamaica, so it was easier. Only thing you take was a lunch. I hope you paid for it.
Yeah.
But look, man, we're so proud of you. You're now growing, and we just love the fact that you guys are growing and blossoming into the couple that you are. And we I just said, I admire you guys. You know, all the best. So we're gonna save. I'm gonna save a couple of those relationship questions for a little bit more. But I want to touch a little bit more on the track because I want to do the relationship thing last. You know, at the end of the, towards the last segment. But or I'm gonna let Ian does that that part. But I'm just gonna fast forward to the 2019 seasons in track. For the 2019 season, what for Shanieka? Obviously, that was a successful year for you. Tell us, what did you enjoy mostly about 2019?
What did I enjoy mostly about 2019? The wins, of course. Um, for most of the season, actually, it started out well in February. I jumped 40 and 76 on my birthday, which was a personal best. So we were happy with that. And we went to Panams, and I also got a personal best there, even though it was freezing cold. So we knew the type of shape that we were in, and we know that if we kept on improving, we would eventually get a medal at World Championships, which was the biggest goal that we had for the year. And then at the Diamond League final, I also had a personal best, which was the third personal best in the year. So everything was progressing nicely. And then World Championships came around, and it was basically a fairy tale season at that point because we kept on improving, and I was just a centimeter off my personal best. So 2019 was like a fairy tale season, which it was a lot of hard work and dedication and learning and unlearning, and we just enjoyed the process.
All right. So yeah, so 2019, guys, this was the biggest year for Shanieka career. You have won the Diamond League, which is the second prestigious tournament other than the World Championship, and she went on to win a silver medal. We know Jamaica has success in the triple jump before, way back to having a world champion. So. Knowing that Jamaica has won a medal in the World Championship, does that inspire you in any way for basically for the success? And I know you talk about Kimberly. She has been very consistently competing. What it's like to be a triple jumper for Jamaica, right now? How do you feel? What would you want to say to all the viewers and all the youngsters that thinking about the triple jump event, knowing what you have learned, to what advice you'd want to give them?
Yeah, so before my time, Trisha K. Smith was the best triple jumper we have, and I aspire to be like her. She currently holds the national record as well. After her, it's now me and Kimberly Williams, and we're doing our best to represent Jamaica. I think with the World Championship 2019 last year, it shows that Jamaica is not only doing well in the track events, but also in the field events with the likes of Tajay Gale, myself, Daniel Thomas Dodd, and Frederick Dakers. So I think that young athletes looking on, they can see that they don't really have to specialize in the sprints. They can try different events and not only do well on the track, but also in the field events.
Okay. All right. And with that said and done, we're going to touch about the triple jump. I know 2020 has been a tough year because I know that there was, starting at the end of 2019, there was a lot of news about the triple jump wasn't going to be in a lot of the diamond leagues and all of that. I mean, and then 2020 has come and we didn't have no competition at all with the COVID-19. So just tell us how disappointed were you to figure out that you were the current Diamond League champion and not able to defend your title?
It was very disappointing. That was the last thing I expected to hear. And I think it was just very unfortunate because I feel like we were put in a position where we could not choose whether or not our events were included or not. And I think it was unfair to say the least. And I hope that with the recent performances where Yulimaro has, for instance, broke the world record indoor, and the males are inching closer to the 18-meter mark, I feel like the World Athletics governing body can look at these performances and see that the triple jump is doing well, the event is doing well, and we have a fan base as well. And I'm hoping that next year and years to come, they'll reinstate the triple jump and the other events, because all the events are equally important. And young athletes need to see different events. I don't think they should pick and choose which one is good or which one, which one should not be shown. I think we should be able to get a chance to choose which events we prefer to watch.
Okay. Well, your point well said. I mean, I know that's something that you have talked about. I know you have put it past you now and looking forward because obviously the Olympics is coming up, so I know that got to be devastated. One more question to you in terms of track. So I wanted to know in terms of how do you when you have a good performance like the Diamond League, how do you celebrate that? Knowing that you won a title and it's such a good performance, how do you celebrate a good performance? Just in your own world, like if you were supposed to celebrate this performance, if it was the last meet of the season, how would you do that?
How would I say? Eat pizza, some cake, ice cream, stuff like that. Just go big on the fatty stuff because we don't get to eat that in season. Yeah.
Okay, well, look, well said, well said. All right, Ian, let's bring you back in.
All right, Shanieka. Right now, I know you have your strongest support beside you, right? No question asked there right now. But I just want to ask, who else is your biggest support and mentor as you've been going through your journey? Is there somebody you want to speak highly of in terms of this, whether it be mommy or daddy or whatever?
I think I know you said my husband is sitting right here beside me, but honestly, he is my biggest motivation and my biggest support system, and I can't really think of anybody else right now.
What?
Hey, coach, you got a lot of money in the bank account, but
man, so big strong man. That tell me something about you. See, sometimes it takes somebody else to bring out the best in you. And I'm gonna say this from you being married for the past 20 plus years. My lover, friend, everything from States they still know. So probably somehow you probably run past my wife back in high school there at States. So we've been coming from States together. So I really like family, the family aspect of it. I really like it, and I always give thumbs up and cheers to a man when he's really good talk highly of him. And that is it is an honor to have somebody like you to impact her life in more than one way. You've been a bedrock in terms of support, yet still working with her fitness and everything. You're right there with her. I appreciate that. And now that you're there, I would say when she's getting ready for her say for big events. How do you know protect her? What do you tell her going into these big events as a coach and at the same time as her husband?
You know what? I'm always like telling her. I mean, she knows how I mean what I think of her in terms of. I think she's capable of winning every competition that she goes into. Doesn't matter who's there. And so these are some of the stuff that I highlight. You know what I mean? So she can go there strong, confident, and stuff like that. And I mean, most of the meets that she travel to, I'd be there with her. And I said, so I basically, I'm a massage therapist. I'm a strength and condition coach. I'm a technical coach, drums coach, everything, speed coach, everything one. So I basically know, if she's feeling any pain or where she's feeling niggles or how strong she is. I would know all of that because basically I say I'm I wear many hats in terms of where her career is concerned. So I'll I'd motivate her in every way possible. So even if in the gym, I'd use that session as well as a motivation going into these major performance, whether it's Diamond League or World Champs or whatever it is.
Well done, man. Well done. All right, now I know you get into the coaching aspect of it. I kind of know all the passion, after you get into it. But was this a feel or an area that you saw yourself, getting into?
I'm always coaching. I mean, truth be told, I love coaching, and I've been coaching since I was in high school.
Tell us
So,
about it.
I mean, I would have coached like Jerome Taylor when I was at Magati High School. I was the cricket assistant coach. Andres Smith, which is Mr. Coach Smith's son. He's a play cricket man. It's called him Tix.
Oh, yeah, man, Tix.
Oh, yeah, man.
So basically, Tix would have been Aberdeen Irish cricket coach, and I was his assistant. As far back as I can remember, uniform when I was at DC. And then for some time, he gave up the position, because he had a full-time job and stuff. So I was still in high school, so I was actually the full-time coach now. So I would have coached Jerome Taylor and his first team at Aberdeen Irish School among other young guys. And so I've always been coaching, but it was cricket at the time. And then I started helping out a few people track and field. Didn't know much about writing programs, but I'd ask around. Whereas cricket, basically, I kind of knew, a little bit more. And then in England now, I think it was probably one of my final year I played cricket, right? Because I got hurt, and then when I got hurt, I had to go to a physiotherapist. And it was while I was there, I met up with some track and field people because they were there getting treatments and start moving in the sport. And then a guy now who actually died was a British coach who coached many Olympics medalists and stuff. His name is Ayo Otola. Nigerian by birth, but was a British athlete as well and became a coach. I started assisting him, and then I got introduced to Lloyd as well, which is a Jamaican athlete, Jamaican coach who lives in the UK. He coached the likes of Christine Origo, British Olympian, world champion, gold medalist, Olympic medalist, Commonwealth, European, the world records. So those are the guys who start mentoring me and say, "Listen, man, I think you have a niche for this thing. I think you'll be good at it, and I think you have a passion, and I think you should go, try and I don't know, try it out." So I went and I did the UK athletics level 1, then level 2, then performance coaching, and then at the time I was in England, I was starting to get fed up. England, and at the time doing that, even as my playing days, my background was real estate, what we call real estate here. Over there we call it estate agent. So I was actually a branch manager for a busy office in London. But then I kind of got tired and, about 8 years in the suit and tie and, the busy rat race. And I keep having some dreams about coming to Jamaica. And looking up on big playing field and people was laughing at me and say, England, come back to Jamaica for a couple and stuff. Every time I dream the same thing, And then I remember I have the same dream for months. And then I one night I dream the same dream, but it had a different ending. While people were laughing, some green, pretty grass start coming out of the earth. And then I start talking to people at church and I start saying, why that's, green grass means blessings and prosperity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then all things are coming together that maybe God want me to go back to Jamaica and going back in schools and coaching. So I did a lot of stuff. Went back to college and I did a lot of stuff. I did strength and condition coaching. I did massage therapy and rehabilitation. I did a lot of stuff. And then I did my performance coaching. And then I came down, came back up to Jamaica. Mr. Brown, Milton Brown. Yeah, man, he reached out because I used to go up by steps, as I say, with Jerome Taylor, and the link up with Paul Fordham and just play cricket. You know what I mean? Because they are love cricket as play. And he's like, okay, I heard that you are a coach. You know what I mean? You want to assist us? Like, okay, no problem. And then it just took off from there.
Yep, man. I wish we had crossed paths after high school because I went to Appleton to work and I played down at the sugar cup with,
Okay.
things that one of them in a big piece. I went back to
Appleton. And Janty.
Yeah. We had a very good team and I said back there. It was fun. So,
Okay.
I've loved for us to play some of those games together, guys. That would be a piece team to reckon with. Jerome, you, me, and big spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've come a far way, and there's another thing I want to ask you. With all that, I realize you have gone through your fair share of challenge. So the next question I've heard you just mentioned about Father God, So, I want to ask, of your inspiration and your spirituality. Where do you go for that?
Well, you probably know my father, Mr. Ricketts from Aberdeen, who's work at Appleton.
Yes, man.
That's my father,
You know that.
All right, so I've been a preacher as a father, because I instilled. My whole family is Christians. Most of my uncles, they're reverends, bishop, deacons, whatever. And my whole entire family. And so I grew up in church. I play in church as well. I play keys, I play drums, I play bass, I play, the whole works. And so I'm not perfect. I've had time where I basically stopped going to church. But even when at those times I still believe, I still prayed. I still had that connection. But I say, sometimes when reaching the teens, you drift away from the church and but they always find a way back because when they realize that, hey, I'm nothing without him. And if you talk about challenges, trust me, man. In London, because I tell you, there are times when the only person who's there for me is God. In London, at one point I was homeless, and a lot of people that I see me like, why is you always so, but it's when I know I have a joy inside.
Yeah.
And I know that people, no matter what people do, they can't take that joy from me. When I was in London, I was homeless for a while. So a lot of people here are homeless. I was like, well, you're from a family, why? So at the time, I have an elder brother and sister there, uncles and everything. My brother was going through a rough patch. I was living with him. With his now ex-wife. And so she made things really difficult for me. I there at home. And it was so, trust me, it was so rough. I dropped out of college in my third year because it was too rough. And I just used to bounce around. At the time I was learning as well, because in England while I was studying, I worked as well. In an estate agent as a junior. lettings and sales negotiator. So, you know, I became homeless. I would just stay far from my family because she would have basically poisoned most of my other extended family of mine. You know, and she was somebody who was in the church who she would preach and pray down with angels, you know what I mean? But she was a devil. And so she yeah man, and she'd pee and stuff and I just keep away. Every time I see somebody saying and nobody wanna hear my side. So I just kinda stay away and then I was homeless for months. I'd sleep in broken down buildings. I just basically, you know, it was rough. And I remember one day, I kind of want to one time actually begged. You know what I mean? I found some silver. In England, there's a thing that we call fish and chips. All right? Really nice thing. And chips. So a chip would be like for 90p, 90 pence. I remember one day I had about like 80 pence and I wanted only like 10p. And I went to shop and I beg a guy and he run me and, you know, thought that, oh, you're coking, you know, begging money to buy coke. And all right, and I did. So I went to the shop and I bought some chocolates instead. And I remember the next day again, I was on the road and I was walking and I was crying. You know? I was like, God, if you're real, since I'm hungry, if you could have given me something, you can go buy something. And I thought now and the tears me after I fight it back. You know? But I remember by the time I prayed that prayer, you know, I know people probably watching probably say this man mad or I'm nearly you know what I mean? I kid you not, Ian. I kid you not. And this wasn't a dream. See, in England we have a thing called a pound coin, right? And then you have a bigger one, which is £2 coin. And all I know is I don't know if it dropped, but all I know is ching on the ground. And I looked it was a £2 coin. See? And I went into a chip shop. I ordered fish and chips, which was the time was one pound about 80 or something like that. Alright? And then them times they had some can. I don't know if we're in this, they have a can of ginger beer, they call it Jamaican ginger beer. It's a very popular thing. That's for about 90p, so I didn't have the change to buy. So anyway, I bought the fish and chips. And the guy gave me a can of ginger beer. So I gave it back to him and said, sir, I didn't pay for this. He's like, no, nobody buys fish and chips without a drink. So I take it the money to buy the drink. So he gave me the drink. And he said, sit and eat. And this guy was a Muslim guy, he wasn't a Christian. And I said, well, God, this is good in a one day. God, I use a Muslim, a different faith to bless me. And bless me. And trust me, listen, man. So I've been through so much stuff. So I believe that I have in Christ. You know what I mean? No matter where and what, you know what I mean, I'm doing my life. You know what I mean? I mean, nothing fears me. Even at current, I mean, I go through a lot of roadblocks when I move back to Jamaica. Even up to now or recently, I go through a lot of roadblocks. But I'm an individual. I speak my mind. I don't like double standards, and I don't care who the person is. If you're doing something wrong, I will tell you. And for that, I get a lot of backlash, and you know, and you know, people do a lot of stuff. But I will not change. You know what I mean? Because my strength is in God, not in man. You know what I mean? He's the source of strength and strength of my life. You know what I mean? Since I mean, I've just always believed in God. I know that with Him, everything is possible, and nothing is impossible.
I want to say something to you. I'm going to request this to you. You see what happened? You have greatness all over your life from the beginning. And you and I will know, you know, that when somebody has greatness over them, the enemy already seen that, you know. And as a matter of fact, he tried to put everything to roadblock in your way. But you realize that like you said, you know, you didn't walk in the journey that bad. It's like money drop out of the sky when you need it the most. You know, you somebody has to bless you. You didn't even see it coming. And I listen to your story. It's like, it touched me that way, like you don't cry. But, you know, this is the reason why God has keep this platform together to really bring people to the place where they see that God is God. And not because they see some people blossom it at the end. They never see that journey. And a lot of people who have supported us, treated us over the years, You know, when you talk about the church, people in the church that you think should be helping you, actually they're the one who's cursing you and putting you down the most. And you say, like you never pray one, you never pray. You know? It's like at one different level, but it still means nothing. Because they're not living it. And those are some of the things that you do in a, and as you talk, you are used to talk from your heart, you know. Simple meaning, you're a real person. People they can't understand real people, you know. They always get offended because you speak the truth. You don't be the truth. And I realize people like you will always be fighting a battle. But it's not even battle against the person, you know, but the Christ that is with you. They can't understand it, how you survive. Because they put you down to the dead and but all of a sudden you bounce back. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, your glory just begin. I won't even go any further because you're coming from that home. Your father, you know, would have put all those things inside of you, and that would have been able to take you through those days. Like, remember where you're coming from. You remember the foundation. And I just want to say, I am so pleased for you to actually come here and share that story. Because that story will touch people. All of us in life, we have some story in our life. It will help somebody, but we don't talk it. And people believe that there's no God, it's not real anymore. But God is still working miracles. I've seen it over and over again. And I just want to tell you, just continue that journey, man. Blessings.
All right, guys. Awesome story. I'm going to go back to Shanieka now. So you heard your husband a little bit. I'm pretty sure you hear this several times already. In terms of it. So tell us, how do you deal with pressure now? In terms of competing in the triple jump and just in track and field. How do you set yourself up to deal with the pressure?
I just don't try to view it as pressure. I try to use it as motivation. Whenever I'm going to a competition, I know what I'm going there to do. And I try my best to just block out everything that's going on. It doesn't matter who jump far or who jump small. I know what I am there to do. And I just try my best to stay in the zone and to just execute on what we've been working on in training.
Okay, sound good. Good, great answer. So this is another question too. As a track and field athlete, do you enjoy being in the spotlight, or you rather just be low key?
I am a low key person. I'm not really a spotlight person. And whenever I tell people these things, they're like, "Oh, but you perform in front of a big crowd all the time." Yes, I don't have a problem performing in front of the crowd, but after that is over, I'm low key, just family and close friends.
Okay, awesome. And one more question before we turn it over to Coach. Now that 2019 was so big, and this question is probably similar to the one before. What do you plan to live up to expectation now? You won the Diamond League, you won the medal. How do you plan to live up to those expectations?
I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing now because obviously it works. When you reach a certain level of success, you find a lot of persons who think they know how to take it to the next level, so they think they should come and interject. But we know what we're doing. I think my camp is solid. I'm just gonna stick with the camp that I have and just keep improving on my weaknesses and keep using my strengths.
All right, awesome. We all know that always important to have good people around you. And from all the years that I'm in track and field, just watching, most of the time, it's just the decision that people make. That's what bring them up, or bring them down. And it so happens often. So we're gonna touch a little bit about about both of y'all as a married couple and as a coach, husband, wife. What mostly you like about your husband? We want to put this on record now for you to tell us what he does that you really like it could be anything at home or at the track or just something that you like about him the most.
I think it's a blessing and a curse, but he's brutally honest. He's gonna tell you whether you like it or not. He's gonna tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll take that. So, is that the husband or the coach?
Both.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna move on to a little bit about just we just want to figure out just to know a little bit more about you. So in terms of athletics, can you tell me like one or two people that you admire the most? That could be past or present, and that's competing right now.
Veronica Campbell Brown. I like her humility, and I think she's a very hardworking person. I think she's a good role model. And I also admire, it's a few of them,
Yeah.
Aileen Bailey, Shelley and Fraser Price, Merlin Otti. I can't just speak to, sorry.
Okay. What about on the male side?
On the male side, Usain Bolt, of course.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you one more question before we turn it over to Coach. Now that we talk about all the success and have the great husband, coach, and and have a great team, what's the most challenging moment that you could remember in your track and field career? That something that make you just almost want to quit or retire, if you have any.
Brazil 2016, Rio Games. I remember I missed the final by 2 spots. And when we left the competition area and I went to the warm-up track, I literally thought I was going to die. I cried the whole night because I went there in good form and everything, but I was not able to deliver. And I think that was one of the turning points in my career because I thought that there is no way that I should be going into a major championships ready to do well and perform as poorly as I did.
Okay, well said. Well, guys, yeah, knowing that going to the Olympics, that's everybody's dream. That's something that you dream about, and I know that it's always a hard situation. But I could see where if you miss the final by 1 spot, that's like finishing 4th place. It just really, it's really tough. So, well, we could tell that that got to be inspiring you also for the next Olympics, knowing that I'm assuming this is going to be your second opportunity for the Olympics, so I know that as we know could inspire you and motivate you. So we want to wish you the best for the Olympics whenever it comes. We know track and field. We don't know what's going to happen next year, but I'm assuming that everybody's going to train just the same. I mean, I'm prepared that, look, I'm training 2 years, we're actually going to be training 5 years for this Olympics now, so I'm looking for people to be stronger and faster. I was very inspired to see people still running fast this year, knowing that, so can you just tell us a little bit about how 2020 season, I know that it's supposed to be low key, but how did you what was the plan for this season? And if everything went to plan in terms of knowing that the pandemic was scary for people to travel to Europe, how did you manage to survive this year in the competition?
Yeah, so sorry. After the World Championships, I actually picked up a knee injury. So the coronavirus came at a good time for me because I had to recover from the injury that I had. So I had to do a lot of rehab, and I wasn't really ready until I wasn't ready to compete until about April. About April. So we had to do a lot of home workouts and just keep up to date with the news to see whether or not we'll be able to compete. And then we got information that they will have some local competitions at the national stadium. So we've been to a few of those, and I was able to jump 14.43 meters this year. It's a down year, and most of the marks will not be registered or used for the Olympic year. So we just used this year as preparations and just to keep competitive and just to get some distances for this year.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's it. I could talk to you all night. I want to find out now about track. When you're not doing track, let us know what you like to do away from track. I know we talk a lot about track, and I know that you probably don't want to talk about track maybe now, after maybe the season, maybe until a couple months. So what do you like to do away from track?
I like researching recipes and trying new stuff in the kitchen. So when I'm not on the track, I'm looking at some recipe that I'm about to try. Yeah, most time it fails, but sometimes we get it right. Yeah, sometimes I get it right.
Yeah. All I could tell you that I was over in Cuba, and I always joke about this. The lady said love start in the mouth and it goes all the way down there in the belly. So keep getting those recipes.
Well,
All right, back to you, Ian.
All right, well said there. All right, right now, I just like the spirit of you guys, it seems like you guys are doing what is necessary. And as you have said, Shanieka, you're not gonna change anything because a lot of people they don't come around and they start shining a little, And
exactly.
they wanna come and they wanna be a part of that glory. And with that, I'm gonna still shift it back now to my brother. But this is also big, and being where you have been, now you have overcome that. Just look back at you laugh at those stories. See where you were at a certain point. Now you see the blossom and bearing fruit now. And I know some of them people have said, and what go on now? What you doing? So, but being a man of God, I want to ask if that did happen. And are you able to even find forgiveness to those people? Well, a lady just talk about forgiving those people that have wrong over the years.
Lord teach us on the prayer. You know what I mean? Yeah, in the prayer, all Father's prayer. So every time I pray, I've got to ask God to forgive me. I ask him also help me to forgive me I sin against you. When I go to my bed at night, I sleep. You know what I mean? I don't want to go sleep with no heavy heart and heaviness. So yeah, man, I've forgiven. Let me tell you this. Even when I came back from England and I was up by States, I remember my former coach, high school cricket coach, which I mentioned earlier. He came because I States while I was coaching track and field. I worked with Lazar, right? Lazar was assisting Jonah Bennett before he actually got the job permanent.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. So I would work with Lazar as a bowling coach, specialist coach, and I work with the youth as well in the gym, the cricketers and stuff. And I remember Veer had a match down there with States, and then my former high school coach was at Veer. So he came down there and he saw me working with some of the guys. I think we had a guy at the time who Lazar gave me, his arm action was incorrect. He couldn't bowl. So I had him doing like walking drills and stuff, and with some ball and stuff to fix his arm action. And my former coach was saying, man, why you don't get to work with them people? And them people that treat you bad. That's a no, man. I mean, he thought that Mr. Bennett could have done more for me. For that I'm from the parish and the fact that he have seen me, you know what I mean, in WAF cricket time, under 16. And I think what he said was the year that we won under 16, it was Juna Bennett that basically rejected my name being on the team. But you see, those things are past and gone. And this is how I look at things, right? I mean, it said, you know, we're wrestling not against flesh and blood, right? And that's one. I make 2 points. We're wrestling not against flesh and blood. So sometimes you see a person that's, you know, say Ian did this and Ian, and sometimes it's not Ian, but you know, the devil will work through Ian to get at me. I get at, you know, you. And then that's 1 point. And then the other point, sometimes God himself work in mysterious ways, you know. So he will cause somebody to actually put a block in your path, so you choose another path that he wants you to do. You understand?
Don't question it sometimes.
Yeah, man. So sometimes he does that. So sometimes I say, you know what, it's not the person, him or herself, but it's a spirit, whether it's God, you know, or the devil. You know, because I can tell you, I remember I was at one place and I was working in England, and I used to manage this company. Actually, it wasn't. I was actually assistant branch manager, and they didn't want to give me the position permanently. And I wanted it, and I tried, and I impressed, and I did everything. And you know, they still didn't give me. And then I got a job elsewhere. So when I left that company, you know, that company went bust. And so I would have stayed there and, you know, wasted my time for about months or years until it took to that other company to bust. And then somebody would have gotten the position that I actually got at this other place. So I don't, you know, what I work. So I always look at things different. You know, sometimes God puts stuff in a way just trying to send it to a higher path or a next path that will take you higher. You know what I mean? So that's why I look at things. So, I mean, I will tell people what I think, but at the same time, I won't malice them and I won't have it against them. You know what I mean? And if they're going to malice me, that's their business. But I want to try to keep my heart, you know what I mean, light, so I go to my bed, I can sleep.
All right. You have just said a critical thing there. And is not everybody will have that level of reason and wisdom. But you were brought up on those foundations. You say we always have to go back to the roots. But a lot of us, even in our own relationship, you know, marriage, and I'll say this to the marriage couple out there. We're gonna come up with our differences. You know, we're gonna have different views at times, and we're gonna get into some arguments sometimes. But with me and my wife, we know right up front that guess what? We're not supposed to be fighting against each other. Because as you said, it's a spirit that is coming in to attack the marriage, you know.
Yeah.
And we turn and we start cutting on the partner and we start fighting with our partner instead of both of us coming together and go after the enemy. Who is at the side of the game, you know, and try to play that trick in marriage in such a covert way. If you don't understand what you're doing, you break up a good relationship. Because we're fighting against each other, and that war you're gonna lose. But instead, that's the time you get closer and start fighting together against that spirit. So you touch a very good point right here, critical point. And the next thing is you're able to forgive. That means you live with a free heart. And that is the very reason you're able to express and give so much to your wife in terms of cooking, and it's in terms of you yourself. And she'll tell you you're like everything to her. Because if you had to carry out that burden, I'm telling you, you would not be able to give her and support that she needed. But the good thing is you just speak the truth, you get it over with, you know, go to bed with no heaviness. So if you go to bed with a heaviness, you're a partner in a problem. But you know, so that you're able to deal with these things. As a big respect to you, you know, and thanks for setting that trend for married couple. Because we know that marriage is not easy. That very people celebrate a year, you know, of marriage. Most people marriage fall apart in the first year, but they still live together. Because church, Some of them, some of them because of the job that they're in, you know,
Yeah.
their status. So they're really separate from year one. But they live and fight the rest of the years. Not being married. You know, might as well not taking out the ring. So, you know, really proud of you guys. Where you been, all right?
All right. All right, Coach. We're going to give you a couple of easy questions. I know that you know, you heard your wife tell you exactly what she like about you. It's your turn. We just want to get this for the record for you to tell us, tell the fans what you like mostly about your wife.
So you know, they say what's the saying? Behind a strong man, there's a strong woman. Boy,
Yeah, it's like behind every struggle.
She's behind, she's in front, she's all around. I mean, I don't have much friends. I mean, so most of my friends are overseas, so you know, here I don't have much friends. So she's like my best friend, my everything. So when stuff's happening, she's just always there for me. She always, you know, the person to motivate me and say, hey, you know, Lee, come on, man, that's not you. You know what I mean? Don't even think for them stuff. Yeah, just whatever. You know what I mean? So she's, yeah, man, because you know we are humans, and there are times when you know we have different experiences with you know with people or things happening. So she's basically always there for me. I can always depend on her. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you definitely like that. She's so committed and support you in everything you do. Well,
Yeah.
I know you know that support and you know that means a lot. You know especially from your wife. You know, and from the people that you live with that knows your strength and your weakness. You know, it's always good for you to get that support from her. You know, so for you, Coach, you know, I know that you said you've been through some struggles in the past. What's your inspiration right now? What inspires you to be the best coach that you can?
Boy, Ian, I'm a very truthful guy that Shanieka says. You know, sometimes, you know, I'll just tell you as it is. So it's not like, all right. So, you know, there's a lot of things. One, when I started coaching at UA, I could never scout anybody from Jamaica. People say, "Oh, this guy can't coach. Go abroad. You know, I think he should go overseas." And even people who basically people will say, "Oh, UA, what's UA? No, go UA." And I'd still just find the talents around the place. Like sports day, sports day is where I used to find my talents. Like for example, there's one guy that used to go Stets actually, but he didn't do track and field at Stets. He used to go manual and Stets. He didn't do track and field, or at either school. And when I just started to coach at UA, I everybody talking about this guy that jumped 2 meters in high jump, sports day. So you know what I mean? Last year, so I went to check out this guy. This guy really good, 2 meter again. I started coaching the guy, and I said never did track and field in high school. This guy started, you know, lot of PBs, made Jamaica team, won Jamaica national senior trials about 4 or 5 years in a row. Represented Jamaica Commonwealth, CSCs and stuff. And as the guy started doing that, everybody tell him, "Oh, leave that coach. That coach cannot coach. And it's even up to now. Even up to now, with even what I am achieving as a coach, people still out there when I'm trying to recruit for UA. People say, "Oh, don't go to that guy can't coach. He doesn't know what he's doing." And that motivates me. You know what I mean? Because I want to show them, okay, all right, watch this. And even as I mentioned about this high jumper, he left, he joined another camp. Nothing happened. He came back. He left again. The PB'd up to 215. He left again, joined another camp. Nothing happened. He came back. I brought him up to 222 in the high jump, and he won the CSC men's high jump. And he came back, and people was in his ear as well to leave, and he left. And then nothing happened. He actually gave up on track, and it's like that. You know, I mean, several other athletes, you know, guys who never even competed at champs for the high school or didn't even make it to champs or qualification of the champs, and I bring them to respectable marks. And people like, yo, this guy, you know, he should go overseas. I remember even one guy that went to Arden was jumping like 180, and people laugh at him and say, girls jumping that. I worked with this guy, brought him up to 210. I went to San Diego one year to spend Christmas in Shanieka. When I came back, I took the guy training. Then he was say, oh, coach, boy, I'm leaving now. I'm going to go to my school overseas. I was like, really? I you know, I think, why, man? I just want, and all I wanted was just one person, the coach, to bring them to the international level. So just to you know, not to prove to myself, because I know what I'm capable of doing, but to prove to everybody else. And even when when Shanieka came back home, she was decided to come back home, and people knew of that. People reached out to her and asked her if she was an idiot, if she gonna really left like San Diego State, you know, D1 school, she won NCs and you know, jump 14. She's gonna go back to Jamaica and let me coach her just because, you know, I was, you know, her fiance and stuff. And people try and discourage her and everything, and she's stuck in it and like, okay, hey, we're gonna do this. And you know, she's doing well. She's doing well so far. I mean, since that time I know, and she achieved a lot. And then I remember, I mean, my program at UWI was doing so well. I mean, in the intercollegiate system here, it's not as big as the NT, but UWI is one of the institutions here that is known, like how people know like a UTEC for sprints. People know UWI as a jumps program. We dominate the intercollegiate system. At Penns, we won like medals at Penns every year. We won like win medals in like long jump, triple jump, high jump. We'll win some of these events. We'll get like for example, one year, I remember my high jump men, we won the high jump men, and we got second in the high jump women, and we won the triple jump, no, second, yeah, won the triple jump men, second in long jump men. So we compete against D1 schools, you know what I mean, and we're getting good results, but with all of that, people always say, oh, this guy is not doing well, he's not doing well. And, you know, and up to recently, you know, I mean, Shanieka wasn't the only athlete I had at Doha, you know. I had another guy who's from Guyana who came to Jamaica jumping like 720s, and I brought him to 8-1s, qualified for World Championships. He was running like 10-8s in 100 meters. I brought him to like 10-1. And people still, even with that guy's performance, among others, and Shanieka doing well, people still saying, oh, this guy can't do one. So these are the stuff, it's like when people give me the rubbish, that's what I call it. I burn it and turn it into fuel. So even like now as we speak, I was going through a rough time at UWI. You know, don't want to go into that too much, but I was going through a rough time at UWI. I mean, some of the coaches and some of the other, you know, staff, senior staff there within the department, we didn't see eye to eye and a lot of stuff. And I say, I'm a guy, if I see blue, I'm gonna tell you it's blue. So if you want me to look at the blue and say it's red, I'm not gonna do that. And it's because you're in a big position where you think that, okay, because you're in that position, I should just shut my mouth up and say, hey, it's blue, it's green, and when I know it's red, I'm going to say red, that's me. So even like now, I'm no longer at the University of West Indies. I had challenges with, you know, I say I don't want to elaborate on that now, probably another time. But I had challenges, and I saw that coming, you know, because one of the factors there is that I was getting a lot of results, better results than the sprint coach, and he didn't like that. So I became a threat to him. So, you know, him and among others, as I say, my superiors, you know, they basically never wanted me. They threatened me if I want to keep my job there, I should stay with jumps. But have you know that Ian, that my guys that run, they are jumpers. That I believe in coaching my jumpers to sprint. So most of these guys are jumpers who's running faster than the sprinters. So I'm thinking, why should I give up my jumpers to a sprint coach? But when, you know, then, you know, so anyway, I'm no longer at UWI. And this is one of the reasons my contract was not renewed. It has nothing to do with the pandemic, like others who, theirs probably the pandemic. I was told mine has nothing to do with the pandemic. I'm the longest serving track and field coach there. I'm the most successful coach there. I've coached a UWI athlete there. Shanieka competed for UWI 2015 when she came back, and I coached her to win NACA championship and broke the record. Went to World Championship that year, 2015, first year, I made a final. I coached another University of West Indies student athlete from Bahamas to break the national record like 3 times. She was at the NCs like Shanieka and then came after Smith to UWI as well. I recruited her. New PB moved massive from like 13.41 to 4 over 14 meters. She went to the World Championships. Emmanuel Archibald came to UE. To me, jumping like 7.2s, brought into 8.1s, made the World Championship. So I've been consistent, you know what I mean? And apart from these who made the World Championship, I have others who made the country's team for the Commonwealth Games and stuff. And in terms of overall team performance, every intercollegiate championships, I mean, the jumps will provide the most points. I am, as I say, I'm a UK athletics certified coach. I'm a performance UK athletics coach. As you know, that's a high standard. I have lots of years of experience, but yet, they decide that, okay, it's time for me to go. But you see, as I say, God used other people to bless you. Since then, I've started my own program, my own professional program, which is Ricketts Performance. The last, we had a meet yesterday. I had a young guy from Ghana who just PB'd. He just missed out and jumped in 16 meters. He was at 15.99. He also PB'd in the long jump as well. 7.54 and 7.67. And I have another young lady from St. Lucia that came to me this season as well, who had a season best as well as 13.50. And so a lot of people reaching out to me from abroad. When the pandemic is over, they want to find out if I'm interested in coaching the athletes. Agents from all over, from the US, from different countries. People see my work. I want to, and so, and I'm saying this is a blessing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, this is a blessing. So, as I say, and so I have a formula, as well. I always tell Shanieka, when God want to elevate me, him light up, make some people light up some fire. You know what I mean? Put some rubbish in another pot and light it up. You know what I mean? So I can elevate. So I don't see these things as common black. I see them as I always tell Shanieka. You know what I mean? God gotta get ready to promote me. Anytime I see like some of the fights start coming in one direction, I know, all right, it's time for me to. God is making me uncomfortable, so He can take me to a higher level. And so those are the things that inspire me. When they tell me that as a kid, when people tell me I can't do something, I'd say, all right, watch me. You know what I mean? And I always do that. And so, all of these things that I go through now, those are the stuff that really inspire me. You know what I mean? To make sure that I keep pushing myself, working on myself. I mean, every year, except for this year, I normally fly back home to England, do more courses. Every day things and change and stuff. And so I was working on my craft, trying to be a better person, a better coach. You know what I mean? Learn what's new out there. So I can benefit from a coach, so I can transfer that to my athletes so they can become better athletes and get better performances.
Well said, Coach. Based on what you're saying, we obviously know that your performance and your ability is not what what people are saying. That's not what it is. So but as you know, that obstacles come in your life sometimes is to motivate you, and sometimes when one door closed, another one open. So for you, now that you got your club and you're coaching your wife, what do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you see yourself? What do you see yourself doing? I know your wife gonna retire one day, and what do you see yourself doing after that?
Continue coaching. I mean, my dream is to be when people talk about track and field and talk about certain events, like for example, when people speak about sprints now, you know what I mean? A coach Glenn Mills and a coach Stephen Francis' name is mentioned. I mean, no matter where in the world you go, I mean, even if you go to Timbuktu, if you go to Asia, anywhere, once they talk about sprints, two coaches' name will be in the mix, and that's Coach Glenn Mills and Stephen Francis. I want my name to be in that mix. You know what I mean? And as I said, I want to have an Olympic champion, not just in field events. I want to have sprint, a sprint champion. I want to have a record holder. I mean, Shanieka, and I speak about like this. I'm working on how to. I think she has the potential to actually, to attack that world record going forward. So, I mean, I just want to be a coach, as I said, that develops and help athletes to achieve the best and to realize the best performances on the world stage. So even when Shanieka retires, you know what I mean, I want to do this thing until God say, hey, it's time to come home.
All right, well said, well said. Well, I'm gonna put the one more question because I said I haven't talked to you that much, but in terms of a coach, your coaching ability, how do you inspire your athletes to get better? What type of method, just just a little, what type of formula? How do you get the best out of an athlete? What type of strategy do you use as a coach?
I mean, well, I do a lot of analysis and breakdowns and compare them to other athletes doing well. I try to motivate them, and like if this athlete do it, so can you. I don't see why the athlete has that you haven't got strong, or you may be stronger, or even if you're stronger, I mean you have similar abilities. I let them believe in themselves. First of all, I have to sell that to them, because if they don't buy into that, then they won't believe in themselves and believe that they can actually accomplish that. So that's one of the first things I actually motivate them, let them believe, build their confidence, and basically from there, if they have a one competition where it's a one half competition where they have an half day, I tell them my stories that I mean I use a lot of me. I mean every day, I use a lot of me to tell them, when I used to play cricket, or people that I know, or when I'm a friend, or somebody I see, or the story that I saw on TV, or another athlete, or I say I was at Racers Track Club for a while as a massage therapist, so I know a lot. About UCN and about a lot of those guys, and there were times when this guy will go up there and he'll have little like niggles, because he has a back thing, scoliosis and stuff, and there's time when I witness this guy sometimes struggle to train. But he pushed himself and the rest is history. So I'll use all of the stories, all necessary material from all over, to make comparisons and to encourage these guys so they can believe in themselves.
One final question. Who's your favorite athlete other than your wife?
Of all time or current?
Yeah, of all time. Yeah, just your
boy, it has to be Usain Bolt. That's the Usain Bolt. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Ian. See, I know you should have some thing. I know we're almost getting ready to wrap it up. But we're just gonna see what other thoughts you have.
All right. So as we get into the end here, I want to play the double team game. One stone shoot two birds. So tonight, I don't know which one I want to answer first, but of the two of you guys, I want each of you to tell me the best piece of advice that you have received over your career, your journey, and who gave that advice to you.
It would have to be. It'd have to be two.
All right, we need it.
So one would be Fitz Coleman. One of my senior coaches that from the UA. Once he told me when I was really frustrated, and he said to me, Lee, you only need one. Once you get one athlete on the international circuit, more will come. You know what I mean? And then Shanieka came and say everything is what's happening now. And then Mr. Mills and Mr. Coach Mills, Coach Mills, Glenn Mills. One time, same time, when Shanieka went to Olympics 2016 and she didn't win the final, I blame myself. And I was down and thing, and I said, boy, I started kind of almost doubting myself. And him tell me, say, every great coach will make a mistake. And it's how you bounce back from that mistake. Yeah, man. So those are the two.
Very, very solid, and I know that a lot of people is gonna take that away. Even for myself. So Shanieka, I'll have you do two just the same one too. Your best piece of advice and who gets it.
The best advice I think would come from my husband one first. To just trust the work that we've put in and to just know that everything will work out. And it's not just one time you keep saying that like before competition. That I think it's more like of a relief to not worry about what might happen and to just trust the program. And the second advice, um, don't worry about a thing because every little thing will be all right, Bob Marley. I don't
Okay.
think it was for me, but it was just for the world, and I think
That,
it's solid advice, and I think I'll take it.
yeah, that one is sounded like a rock. Even outside of our culture, that one stands. Thank
Can
you,
we
guys.
shouldn't be worrying about anything.
Well, I like the response from both of you guys. Very, very powerful, and I know it could help others to basically get over their difficulties, their barriers, their hurdles, their struggles. Because both of you guys sharing on the platform here have shown that you've been through a few rough spots. But Shanieka, I'm gonna get to you. Your husband would have shared these difficult along your journey. Did you ever meet a tough spot, whether it be in your personal life or finance, difficulty with when you go overseas? Because I know, with programs you travel overseas, you're away from home, away from your close support. No, you're like almost on your own. You gotta make it happen away from home. At any point, did you hit any roadblocks or barriers?
I remember when I just came back from San Diego State, and I was considering whether or not I would stay home or if I would go back overseas to work with my coach at the time, Cardio. And I had to work at the call center um, for a while because I didn't have a source of income, I didn't have a contract or anything. And I remember it just being very difficult. And I think a lot of people sometimes see other person's success and think that it was just a smooth road. And I think it's important for us to know that everybody encounters challenges. I had to work a 9 to 5, and then I had to train afterwards. So when I'm off work at 5 o'clock, I had to train from 7 o'clock to probably 9 o'clock, and then get up the next morning and be there for 9 o'clock to 5 again. And then it just got to a point where it got very hard, and I had to choose whether or not I wanted to work a 9 to 5 or choose whether or not I would try to become a professional athlete. And I remember at one point I actually stopped because I was frustrated. I felt overworked, and I literally gave up. I remember calling everybody and telling them that this is it. I'm not gonna
Back
finish
up
a
it.
class anymore. I was just in a state of depression, and I remember the only person that actually pulled me out of the rut that I was in, and encouraged me to keep going was my husband. So he has been a motivation for me at that time and throughout my entire career. He has never allowed me to be down on myself. He's always encouraged me to be the best version of myself, and that's one of the things that I really respect about him.
Yes, so well said, guys, and I really appreciate the time spent with you guys. It was very fulfilling. It was also a learning experience to watch, where you guys are coming from and where you are headed. And as you go along and basically, success is loaded along the way. And I say to you guys, just grab every opportunity with both hands. Mr. Ricketts, proud of you, the fact that now you start your own thing. And they said together we are stronger. So even when Shanieka is finished with her career, that is even when you're gonna have a more powerful camp, because she'll be pulling in a lot of people because of the work that you have put in her. So she's gonna be that one athlete that you identify you have her right now. You know, and with the two of you guys, you know, and I'll give you this advice from a married couple. Don't let no external force get between you guys. Doesn't matter who it is. You know, you just make sure no external force get inside there. No mommy comes to whisper, no uncle, no cousin, no brother, no hearsay from nobody. And I just say you have your family and keep that family going because it's been keeping you guys together. And just continue to run as a unit, you know, and you guys will be a force to reckon with in the track and field industry. You know, I look forward to more greatness because for the struggle that your husband been through, God have a greater reward for you. This is just the breaking of the iceberg. You know, a lot of things to come, man. Blessings and thank you guys for the time you spent with us on the show. You know, I really appreciate it. I give you my blessing as you guys go. You know, blessings.
Thanks for
All
having
right,
us.
guys. As I said, I always like when we do a program. I really feel like I learned something tonight. I really feel like I don't know. It was very inspiring and to hear some of Coach story. You know, I would not think that I would not think that your journey was that difficult. Just looking at you, obviously, I don't know much about your past, but I know that successful people and people that's doing well all come through struggles. And you know, and the journey wasn't as easy as I would look. So the final question, I got one final question for both of y'all. I'm gonna start with Shanieka. So Shanieka, tell us now. So as an athlete, what's your goal for the next 4 or 5 years? I know that you're you know, I don't know how long you plan to compete, you know, but I don't know. You don't have to think that far, but just for the record, just tell us what your goals. What would you like to accomplish? If you want to share, you don't have to share all of it, but you could, if you feel comfortable, tell us your goals.
Yes. So my goal is to break the 15-meter barrier, and also to win an Olympic medal and a World Championships medal. We're not sure when the Olympic Games will be held, but yes, those are my main goals for the next few years.
Okay. And additional question: what do you see yourself doing after you retire from track and field?
I enjoy cooking, so I'm into restaurants and stuff like that. But I'm not, to be honest, I'm not really sure. I think I have a while to figure it out.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Fair enough, Coach. This is gonna be a question, not about track, but I was supposed to ask you this question before, but it almost slipped away. When did you tell yourself that, you know what, I could live with this lady here for the rest of my life? When was that moment like? You know, I know, you know, everybody, I know sometimes, you know, when you're in a relationship, sometimes you really talk to yourself and you really, you know, you might talk to your brother or your boys and you'll be like, yeah, man, I think that this girl here, I'm going to marry her and this is the one, I'm going to keep her.
I'll say when I met her, she, you know, she was in San Diego. Still, and it was, you know, like just talking to her, during that time in San Diego, and you know, relationship was kind of young, and you know, I visited her, one Christmas, yes, and I just, you know, based on how, you know, I mean, her characteristics and how warm she was to receive me, and you know, just, you know, just there, just like, you know, watching how she reminded me of my mom.
Okay.
I mean, and I thought, okay, this is a lady that I think, you know, will love me back and love my kids, or you know, our kids and stuff, and somebody that, you know, I mean, Christian minded and everything as well. So that we have to have the same, we have to be compatible. And she wasn't like one of them person who party. I mean, I mean, she wasn't a party person. I mean, she just basically go from track meet to church to home to training, and that was her like. You sometimes like I'll say, hey, you know, your friends they're not going out this weekend. You should go with them, man. And like no one. That's when I thought, okay, yeah, I think she's the one.
All right, all right. Well said, man. I give you 100% right there. It's always good. I mean, to have those memories in your head and think about those things, during times where you might feel down. Like, look, this is what I like mostly about my wife. This is what I'm going to think about. I'm not going to think about what I don't like. I'm going to think about what I like. I always find that to be a good little line to follow. So guys, as I said, I'm gonna thank you from the bottom of my heart. As I said, I really enjoy talking to you. I really see how you guys sticking to each other. I love how Shanieka is not afraid to let you know that how much you mean to her. She give you some big points, man. I mean, she give you some good points. So I really believe that that's genuine and honestly and upfront, and that's the whole goal that we want to do in the interview. We want it to be fun and just to talk about things that that you don't do in typical interview. Because as I said, I know that. Yeah, I mean, that most times, especially in a husband and wife relationship, it's a team, and most people don't realize that, even though, one person always make a sacrifice in some way too, to support the other person, and I always see the team, so I see the team effort. I see that you guys are good. I'm wishing you many more years of marriage, and enjoy the journey and fun together. And we'll just wait until we see we see the another Ricketts one day. Just keep us posted.
All right, guys. Before you guys go, two finger, one question. And this is a question that popped in my head before you go. This is a question that popped on behalf of the audience. This is a question that popped on behalf of youngsters. And this question is basically for the youths who basically have their eyes set on a goal to accomplish something big in athletics, whether that be in the field event side, sprint. Each of you guys, what would that word be to that athlete who look to find a career in track and field? What word you have for a youngster?
To just stay focused on whatever it is that you want to do. Don't allow outside noises to deter you from whatever it is that you want, and to just go after it with everything that you have. Give it an honest shot. You either fail or you succeed, but you have to make the effort and try.
Coach?
It's just that to win sometimes you will fail before you win. So, no matter what happens, just get back up and keep working hard.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, take care and have a good time. And I said, really enjoy.
All right, yeah, man. Thanks for having us. Cheers.
Hi, Ian. I know that we were glad to conclude this interview. I know we made it through this week with a little bit of struggle with our audio, but we thank the fans for tuning in. We're gonna promise you to to work on doing the best to get our audio up together. We're not sure what's going on today with the audio, but we have this started today and it continue over that, it's so we apologize, but we're still happy. I think that it was good enough to listen. It wasn't perfect, but I know that we were still able to listen to it. There was still an echo. I'm not hearing the echoing right now, so
Yeah, with us, just us, it's not really there. But what I also want to say that, Ian, and whatever you do, and when you're doing something that is uplifting and fulfilling in the eyes of God, then you're always gonna have oppression. And as he would have said, sometimes it's just outside source, and sometimes we may not be able to explain it. But the one thing that we know that this platform will try our best in whatever way we can to bring that inspiration, that motivation that can elevate somebody from the bottom or wherever they are in life, to a different level because someone was able to come on here and share their story. So we want to thank the audience who have tuned in, who have continued to follow us as we, continue to bring you guys, real life story. And these are no made up friction story, just coming on here and just being able to have somebody to express themselves freely. The platform is one that somebody could come on and feel just comfortable. You're just like sitting in with a brethren, a friend and we're just having a conversation and bringing values to others who are just listening in. So thank you guys very much.
Yeah. That I said the same, and I said it again. It's great that we could have a platform where people could express themselves freely. I believe that we need more of that right now in this world where we never know what this might do for somebody. I know that I express myself sometime when I go back and look back at the video and I'm looking at myself. I say, God, that got to be the spirit because I'm like, woo, I'm smiling.
Dear Althea said, Ian, she's not having it. So dear Althea I'll tell you, even today, I really, I really detect it today. But good thing, on this platform, we have individuals with strong sensitivity to spiritual battle, and we are able to warfare with the devil. So, we're able to at least hold the platform together. The enemy ain't gonna get the fullness of it. And I'm just happy, even the earlier interview, that even though me and Raman was having difficulty, the Lord would have allowed the main person to speak and speak clearly. And that's also where we see, those are the difficulties that we're faced with. So we just ask for the people on the platform, just pray us through sometime. Because, it is a bigger battle, but we know what we're up against sometimes.
Yeah. Because it's just as soon as the things it's improved right now.
Remember, and behind the scene, remember, we're good. Everybody was good, and
But we're gonna keep praying, man. No weapon formed against us gonna prosper. So that's it, man. All right, so thanks, my brother. Good job today, man. We're proud of you. Of everything that done today. With the show today. I know I wasn't able to get on, but I tuned in. It was a very touching story. And then tonight was another inspirational story. Coach got a chance, as I said. I believe in my spirit. I said, that he would have, this would have been a good platform for him to get a chance to speak from his heart. So, again, thank you guys for joining Real Talk with Ian and Ian. We'll be back next Sunday, and we're looking forward to see you. Have a great week, and stay safe in everything you do.
Peace out. Love you guys.
All right.